What's up, Markerheads? It's Karen from Art by Karen E. Haley. So this drawing I did in December. It is of 4 Pokemon: Wartortle, Milotic, Beautifly, and Blaziken. This drawing I did for someone who traded Pokemon cards with me. They emailed me, so I don't know if they have a YouTube username or not. Or if they saw me from DeviantArt. I don't remember. But I really like the way that the composition turned out. It's kind of hard to do composition with 4 Pokemon, but because they wanted Blaziken, and Milotic, and Beautifly, and Wartortle, there's kind of a variety, which made it easier, and especially with them wanting Milotic, this Pokemon's really nice and long and snaky, so having her, or him, I don't know, having Milotic's kind of flowing through the picture made the composition tie together really nicely, and I'm really happy with the way that the Pokemon turned out. I'm not happy with the background. You'll see the background later. It's pretty bad. I don't like it. It's too busy. I don't like it at all, but I love the way that Wartortle turned out, especially the tail. It's so fluffy. I want to pet it. I want to bury my face in it. It looks cloudy and soft and fluffy. And I really like the way that Wartortle's teeth turned out too. I like the way that Beautifly's cheeks turned out. Beautifly's kind of squishing her cheeks together, and I think that that's really cute. I'm like squishing my face. I really like the way that Beautifly turned out. I don't like the way that I inked her wings. I messed up, and you can see them because it's not colored yet, so you can see all these mistakes that I did, but I don't know. Oh, and I also really like Wartortle's eyes. I really like Wartortle. He's so cute. Anyway, I finished this drawing back in December, and I thought that I'd shipped this to this person way back then. But in January, I got an angry letter from their mom because apparently I hadn't shipped it. And when I got this letter, I flipped out. I was like, oh no! It got lost in the mail because I was convinced that I shipped this stuff. But apparently I didn't, and I shipped a bunch of stuff back in December, but this wasn't one of the things, apparently. And there were a few drawings, actually, that didn't get shipped when I thought they had. And I am so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. It's really easy to forget stuff when you're, like, pregnant and worrying about a Christmas party, and I don't know. I don't have really good excuses. I'm sorry. Anyway, I got this letter and I tore my art room apart. Like, threw everything on the floor. I, like, dug through everything. And I finally did find them. There was stuff all over the floor by the time I was done. And I felt so bad. So I made everyone that didn't get their artwork on time, I made them some ACEOs. So, yeah. I'll put a link to those in the description so you can kind of see, like, what they got. I did 4 separate ACEOs for this person, but they were so upset that I didn't get them their stuff when I thought that I had, and it was awful. It was just awful. I felt so bad. So from now on, when I have something, like, shipped to somebody, I want them to tell me if it gets to them. Because this was like a month or 2 after I thought I'd shipped it that they were like, hey, you didn't send me my stuff and I'm mad at you. So, but it all worked out in the end, and they were happy that they got the stuff finally, and I felt so bad. It was awful. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say about the drawing. I really like the way that they all turned out. Blaziken maybe not so much. I feel like the angle of his feather crest mane thing is kind of weird. But I really like the way that Milotic and Wartortle especially turned out. And of course Beautifly's smooshy little face. I really like Beautifly. Beautifly is kind of hard to draw. But I really like the way that it turned out. So I don't really have much else to say. I want to talk about something that happened to me a few weeks ago. So, as some of you know, I had a wisdom tooth pulled out a couple weeks ago, and it was quite an experience. It all started, like, when I found out I was pregnant, was also when I found out that this wisdom tooth was growing in, and it was growing in sideways. So it was really hard to brush. It was growing towards my other teeth. So it was, like, really hard to keep it clean. And by the time I'd had my baby, I had a huge cavity because I just couldn't brush back there. It was really hard to keep it clean, and it was gross and nasty. And I thought it was gross. It was really hard to keep it clean. So I finally got rid of this stupid tooth, but not without some misery. Okay, so I had this tooth pulled out, and I couldn't be put, like, under or whatever. I couldn't do the, operation while asleep, so I had to be awake, because if I had taken the anesthetic or whatever it was, the laughing gas, I guess, I wouldn't have been able to breastfeed for a few days, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to continue to feed my baby because I didn't want to go on formula. So I had this wisdom tooth pulled while I was, like, awake, just with the Novocaine in my jaw, and it didn't hurt while it was happening. I mean, the shots were awful, but anyway, I had to go in, and they had me wait there for a while, and I was, like, shaking. I was so nervous that I was shaking and shivering, and one of the dental assistants gave me a blanket because I was just so nervous. I was shivering so bad. And the blanket did actually make me feel a little bit better, but when he put that shot in my mouth, I could hear the needle touching the bone in my jaw. I almost threw up. It was really gross. It was so nasty, I gagged. It was, like, the worst thing ever. Oh, so anyway, like, after he pulled my tooth out, like, he had to take some bone out because it was just so wedged in there, but afterwards, like, I couldn't feel my face. I couldn't feel my lip, like, the front of my lip. I couldn't feel it when I touched it, and I'd had some teeth pulled before, so I was, like, you know, expecting that, but he told me to bite down on some gauze for a while, and I guess I was only supposed to keep the gauze in my mouth for a few hours, but I was keeping it in for a couple days, and that was awful. Like, the pressure from the gauze on the hole made it hurt more, and I couldn't even open my jaw very wide after this, and it was pretty bad. Anyway, that's my story. It was so frustrating not to be able to eat. Talk to you later.